How long do these podcasts normally go for? Oh, I'm enjoying it, by the way. I'm just wondering. I'm like, hour? Is it 1 hour episodes normally?
Roughly about an hour, but if you want to cut it short.
No, not at all. I'm not in a rush.
Oh, it's the Can't Get Any Worse podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. We've got my best friend in comedy in today, Codie Grimsey. How are you, mate?
James, very good. Thank you. Thanks for having me, mate.
No, thanks for coming, mate. Thanks for coming. I wanted to do that opening line just so people can see how nice you are. So you didn't go, we're not fucking friends. Like, no.
I consider you a friend.
Yeah. Best friend though.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I was just double checking that because literally as you're pulling in the driveway, I was like, I feel like I've forgotten to do something, and I came in here and I didn't plug your mic in. And I was like, so
we're in now?
Yeah, we're in. I was checking. That's what I wanted to check the levels. But that's lovely that you consider me a friend. Thank you so much. It's always
How
good.
long have we known each other for? A few years?
Oh, I'd say so. I've been doing it for just over 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I reckon I met you pretty early.
I met you at Fitzy's the first time. Or at least that was the first time I remember seeing you perform, and it was very impressive.
Really?
Yeah, I remember thinking, fuck, there's not a lot of I think you were doing some material about being married, and I was like, fuck, that's relatable for me.
Yeah, right. Okay.
There's not a lot of married people in the scene, especially in the early days, the open mic days.
Yeah, for sure. I've said that a few times on the pod before. I think there's like an unwritten rule between like married people and dads and stuff in the scene, or like parents in the scene of like fucking like all these young guys just seem to be out there having fun at gigs and stuff, and we're like, fuck, we fought a war to get here tonight. Do you feel that?
How many? Yeah, definitely. How many nights a week do you perform?
At the moment, about 2 to 3.
Yeah,
that seems to be my.
And has it always been that way? Have you tried to do 3 or 4, and how's that gone?
Yep, pretty. I feel like you're interviewing me now. You're good at this podcasting stuff. So yeah, I was pushing it for a while there, and it just got too much with trying to get the podcast recorded, edited, family time, and trying to punch all those gigs out.
Yeah.
And I found I was pretty much just doing those gigs to almost please everyone else in the scene, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Because you rock up to gigs and everyone's like, how many gigs are you doing this week?
Just to be taken serious.
Exactly,
you gotta,
yeah.
It's an interesting one. So what age, so you've been doing it for 3 years. What age are your children?
4 and 8 at the moment.
Oh, yeah. So you started when one of them was 1.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that difficult?
Yeah, it was pretty tricky.
Yeah.
So, luckily Nikita's sort of had my back the whole time and given me the little push. So,
Just got to say that.
Yeah. Now we've got that out of the way. Did you want to compliment your wife?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, she is unbelievably cool, with me doing it. I feel like it takes a special person to be, supportive of this
it's
very low return hobby.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. So how many kids have you got? You got
one kid, but I got one on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard that on another podcast you did last week. I didn't know if it was like
public knowledge.
Yeah. So
it's I'm kind of like I was saying to Peter last week, I was doing probably 4 nights a week, and now with one kid, now I'm doing maybe 2 or 3 nights a week.
Yep.
And now with another one on the way, I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's hectic. It gets hectic.
Yep.
But what was I going to say there? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. But I fully lost it then. I was going to say something.
I'm thinking early days too, because I got 2.5-year-old who's crazy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable amounts of energy.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I feel like it's going to be hard to put them both down at the same time.
Yep.
Which is going to mean that I got to be home more.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just do 1 or 2 gigs a week.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to do like lots more on TikTok and Instagram now.
Yeah,
to
I've seen
keep my
that.
finger on the kind of comedy pulse a little bit.
Yep, I've seen that. I want to talk about that as well. So do you find when you go to like gigs, do you struggle to get out of the house, or do you have a son? You have a son, don't you?
Yeah. Got a little 2.5-year-old son.
Does he struggle with you going? Or?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's kind of like, I don't have to deal with the tears after I leave there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but so my wife's sort of studying full time at the moment.
Okay.
And she's 14, 15 weeks pregnant.
Yep.
So it's there's definitely a little bit of guilt right now.
100%.
And it's probably all self-induced. Like, she's very supportive and cool. But, I definitely feel bad leaving my crazy 2.5-year-old with a pregnant mum as well. So.
I know exactly how you feel. Like, you were talking about the skits and stuff, and so many times I've wanted to record this thing, but I'm just like, fuck, I'll put myself on blast. But so many times a week I go out to a gig, and by the time I'm walking out the door, there's 2 kids latched onto my legs. There's a wife in the kitchen just stressed out because of all this. The house is fucking trashed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
your house is so tidy. This is ridiculous. I'm actually like pissed off, to be honest. I got 1 kid and I walk through your house right now and it's spotless.
No, I appreciate that. Right? Nikita's so bad for it. Like, that was another big reason why I stopped doing guests for a little bit, is Nikita would just go so over the top with like cleaning nonstop.
Was she cleaning all yesterday?
Yeah.
Were you cleaning?
I cleaned a bit.
Yeah. I'm the clean. I mean, I don't know why. I'm throwing myself in the bus.
But I was like, that'd be a funny transition to just like record all the chaos going on and then just me having fun driving to an open mic night in front of like 3 people. Like,
I think too, like that's why I like the sketches and the TikTok, Instagram reels at the moment, because I can do these during the day. When my son's at daycare, he goes 3 days a week.
Yep.
My wife's doing prac at the moment, school teaching. So I've got like 2 or 3 days where I've got a bit of extra time.
Yeah, nice.
So I can get this done. It's the gigs at night that ruin me a little bit, because they're the high demand times for the kid.
Exactly.
So, that's a tough time. Putting them down is really hard as well at the moment.
Both our kids are terrible sleepers.
Yeah.
Like, even still, our 8-year-old is just chaos.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah. Takes me an hour and a half some nights just rocking him. And he's at this kind of he's kind of become real conversational, which is incredible that they can just go from being unbelievably dumb to and I'm singing ABC and he's like, not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P. I want Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy, that switch, hey, how they just almost grow into like a human you can have a conversation with.
It's amazing, it's awesome, but it's also horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially when they get to like that 8-year-old age and it's just like they're starting to become a little shit, to put it nicely. But
yeah, sure. Yeah.
So were you with your wife when you started doing comedy, or?
Yeah. So I met Rach on Tinder like 9 years ago.
True.
9 years ago.
There you go.
And then I think I've been doing comedy for 6 years now.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I'd like to think that she was the supportive one to encourage me to get into it initially. I wonder if she regrets that now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I've always thought that, like, Nikita basically married me and got with me, and we had like this whole life before I had this like realization I wanted to do comedy. And I'm like, fuck, that must have been like hard for her just to go, how we
I wish I knew this. So how long have you guys been married for?
Married since 2015. So what's that, 9 years?
Okay, yep. About the same. Okay, and together since 2009. So I don't know. I'm not the mathematician. I just tell stupid little dick jokes. And you own this house?
Yeah.
That's pretty
mortgage,
cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
How long have you lived here for?
2013.
Yeah.
However long that is.
11 years.
Yeah. Actually, no, 2000.
Is this the house that someone broke into?
Yeah. So this room here used to be the meth lab. And now it's
before you owned it?
Yeah. I wish it was still the meth lab. Make a bit of turnover.
Oh, wow. So, okay. This was an earlier episode, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I guess for people that don't know, my wife and I basically bought the house, and then within a month of us being here, we had a home invasion. People came in dressed as cops, held us to the ground with guns, looking for drugs.
You didn't have any kids then?
No kids, luckily.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
I feel like you could take care of yourself. I feel like you'd be quite good in that situation.
Not really, eh? That's what everyone said.
I'd be horrible. I'd be crying. My wife would be like, get yourself together. You're fucking embarrassing me.
Oh, fuck. Like I held it together, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like when it was done and I was telling my mates, they're like, why didn't you just get up and bash him? I'm like, it's crazy how everyone thinks that way until they're in the moment.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, they had us
guns as well, right?
Yeah. 3 big blokes, like probably my size or bigger, in my house with guns. One of them to my wife's head. I'm not just going to get up.
Out, man.
I'm not going to get up like I'm in fucking Fast and Furious and be like, let's go, guys. And
Yeah.
like, if I stood up, then who knows what would happen. Like, yeah. But crazy times. I'm trying to...
when I hear a noise outside, I feel real tough. I feel like a protector, and I go outside and I, walk around the house, and I feel like. But if something ever happened, I would cower.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucked. But it's crazy. I'm trying to write like a bit about it. Like I've got these fucked up stories, which they're probably serious.
Did they catch these people?
Nah,
far out.
They could come back right now.
So what? Like they found nothing, and then they realized their error that they.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, that's kind of good.
Yeah, I don't know
that they came and they're like, nothing to steal here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The only thing I can assume is like my wallet was basically thrown over the bench.
Sure.
So I think they opened it and noticed I'm not the guy they were looking for.
Sure. Yeah.
And then they basically started to wrap it up, and
far out, man.
Hectic.
It's very scary.
Sorry to bring the energy down.
I brought it up.
Oh fuck! But
my apologies. I brought it up because I didn't think it would have been this house.
Yeah. Nah, this is the house. We wanted to move straight after it, but literally the day we got the keys, we came in here and gutted the whole house because we thought we were on the block.
Sure.
So it was legit, just like stud walls and shit like that.
Well, you are a carpenter, aren't you?
Cabinet maker.
Oh,
close. Yeah.
What's the difference?
The wannabe carpenter.
Okay, so carpenters are less kind of, prestigious career.
No, I reckon they're better than a cabinet maker. So I wanted to be a cabinet carpenter, but when I got my apprenticeship, I didn't have my license, and carpenters don't want to pick you up on their way to work because it's a different site every day, obviously.
Yeah.
Whereas a cabinet maker, you just drive to a shed, and then a tradie can drive you somewhere with the kitchen in the back of the truck.
Yep.
So my school basically lied to me, and they're like, cabinet making's pretty much carpentry, and then I was just been stuck since.
And you didn't have a license back then, you said?
No, well, I was 15, 16.
I might not have a license next week. This morning.
What's that?
I've only got 1 point at the moment.
What have you been doing? Why are you
nothing.
Such a naughty
like I don't speed a lot, but I speed often. Like I speed small amounts over, but frequently.
I think that pans out then.
Yeah.
Cops can't be mad at that.
And then I did an illegal U-turn the other day, like a year ago.
Really?
And that was 3 points. And which everyone does illegal U-turns.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you
100%.
don't. Yeah.
I did one this morning.
Yeah.
Off the record.
But the thing about this instance is the cops saw me do it, and then they got me for going 13k over as well. Which I'm not. I'm a law-abiding citizen normally.
You give that vibe. Yeah.
But this morning I got. I was lifeguarding this morning. Started at 4:30. Found this coffee shop in Aspley that's open at 3.
Yeah, right.
So I got my coffee at 3:30 or 3:45. It's not relevant. I don't know why I'm detailing the times. But I, like when you hop in the car, it takes you a minute to put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
I was already on Gympie before I'd thought to put my seatbelt on. And it was one of those red light cameras. So I don't know if it was definitely a seatbelt detection.
It's a bit of a tricky spot, isn't it? I freak out when I see any traffic monitoring camera. Just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I wish there was, because you have to wait like 2 weeks until you get it in the mail. I wish there was an easier way. I wish you could say, hey... fucked up. Did you notice that I fucked up?
Yeah.
Also, if I didn't fuck up, I wonder if this is like, I wonder if they can use this. As a.
I would imagine they probably could. Yeah, my wife may have got done last weekend. I think it was. We were driving through the city, and she was driving. Like usually, I drive all the time, but for whatever reason, she drove this time, and I was directing her from like through maps, and then we went through a red light camera, and
your fault.
Yeah,
you were directing her.
Exactly. She's like, why didn't you tell me? And then I'm like, I did tell you. And she's like, well, you didn't tell me the speed limit. I'm like, I can't fucking, you're driving. You're not like my driving puppet that I'm controlling. Like, yeah. So hopefully you get off with that one.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous actually.
How will you get to gigs and stuff?
Oh, that's the least of my worries. Providing for my family is probably
fair call.
Yeah.
What's your
mate, just like how are you gonna provide for us? And I'm like, yeah, well, I won't even be able to gig once or twice a week anymore.
Oh fuck. Well, that priority's right.
No, I genuinely am a little bit nervous, but there's a pool sort of bike riding distance from my house, so I might try and get a job there.
Yeah, true. So that's your day job. You work at a pool, is that right?
Yeah. So my wife and I used to own a swim school for 5 years.
True.
But we sort of stopped that about a year ago.
Okay.
Just she's studying full time. Got another little kid on the way. Mm-hmm. 2.5-year-old's just crazy.
Yeah.
So like needy.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just relaxing for a little while, just lifeguarding. Yeah. Trying to gig a little bit more.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, I did a little bit of lifeguarding back in my early days. Yeah. What's the thing you got to get? Bronze medallion. Yeah.
Do you do surf lifesaving or?
Nah, just a swimming pool, and it was like a fake lifeguarding job. It was basically my mum would drop me at the local pool basically to babysit me while she was at work, and they were just super sweet. Okay, so just like free sausage rolls and a Coke for lunch and stuff.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So because I remember probably one of the first times you messaged me, I must have put a story up about my son at swimming lessons or something.
Yeah.
And you just shot me this random message about like swimming lessons and shit. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then,
I'm a big fan of pools. Hey? Yeah. So I'm sure one of the questions was probably what pool is that? Yeah. Whenever I drive through a town, I like to look at the pool.
Really?
You know, yeah. I like to, I'm a pool guy.
What about them fascinates you?
The structure. Yeah. The aesthetics of the pool. Okay. You know? Like even like the little country pools, they're just they're adorable to me, you know.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't mind that. That's the maybe retirement plan. Yeah, finding a little country pool, getting the lease on that. Yeah, would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Although I also don't like talking to customers, so I don't know. I always think like after it's 99% of customers are good, but 1% of them are horrible.
Oh, 100%.
But they're the ones I think about most of the time.
Definitely, it's the same thing with gigs. Like I'll have 99% of the crowd laughing, and I'll just see one angry person like halfway, and I'll be like, I'm bombing so hard.
Interesting, yep.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think lately I've been going around thinking, what job can I do that doesn't need to involve talking to anyone?
It's hard,
I think I'm going to start like a mowing company. Probably good if I don't have a license. I can just mow my neighbours' yards.
You've still got to like talk to people.
Yeah, but not much, you know.
Fair call.
You want me to mow this yard? $50.
Yeah, sweet. My I don't know if you listened to the episode a couple of weeks ago, but my oldest son wants to start like a mowing business. And same deal. When he found out he's got to go knock on people's doors and be like, can I mow your lawn? He's like, no, it's not so enticing now.
I love that. Yeah. My dream job is your son, your 14-year-old son is too good.
Yeah, basically.
8-year-old.
8-year-old, yeah. Fucking gave him a couple extra years. Where's your favourite pool at?
We had the Sanford pool for 5 years. That was pretty nice. Yeah.
We went to a pool last weekend for a friend's birthday. Where was it? Newmarket.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, my friends have the lease, the Millers. They're lovely people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Millers.
Miller.
Yeah. I was pretty blown away when we got there because I was just expecting like a rectangle pool, and then they had like
3 or 4 pools. Yeah, and a nice playground.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But have you ever been to the Gundawindi pool?
Yep.
Have you actually?
Yeah, big 50-metre pool.
Really?
Yeah, they do a big triathlon out there every year.
I used to live across the road from the Gundawindi pool.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
What age are you?
32.
Okay, my wife's best friend grew up out there, but she's a bit younger than you.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice pool. Seasonal though, isn't it? 9 months a year?
I don't know.
I think. Pretty sure.
You're the pool fact guy.
You lived across the road and I know more about it.
Yeah, but I was like a kid. I don't know. I didn't really dabble into it too much.
So what about the the back to the kid wife comedy balance? So how's that all going? Like, have you found any,
divorce papers?
No, have you? What's like the trick to you? When everything's running smoothly?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Any tips?
I don't really like. I don't know. It never really runs 100% smooth. I don't think because there's 4 of us, the likelihood of all 4 of us clicking on the one night and just being like, see you, Dad, have fun. It's very
Hope
unlikely.
You crash out there, Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually like a little cool thing that's only happened the last couple of months is obviously they didn't really know where I was going because I know you've brought your son to a couple of gigs that I've been to.
Yeah, but try not to anymore.
Yeah.
I took him on stage once. And
really?
I'm like, oh, fuck, that was horrible.
Yeah, okay.
The bright light was too bright. He was playing with the microphone the whole time. It was just a bit of a shitty gig. It wasn't like an important one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But, that gig at Distillery Road, I think I put you on a couple months ago or something. So
that's incredible, that gig.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And then, the kids can come there. So 1 month they were like, oh, can we come and watch? I'm like, if you want to. And then, it was pretty crazy, like looking down and seeing them and stuff. And then when we got home, they just had all these questions and I was like, fuck, like,
Daddy,
please don't listen to my
C word?
Please don't listen to my set too carefully.
Did you? You wouldn't have dropped too many swear words that night? Were you
I probably did, yeah. I think I was emceeing, like, I think I swore a fair bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've seen me twice now. And my 8-year-old came up to me last week and he goes, next time I come and watch you, can you not do the dog bit? I'm sick of that. And I was like, sure.
Taking a request.
Yeah. That's
cool.
Yeah. So,
I was supposed to close the Raw the other night. You're not doing Raw this year, hey? No.
Nah, not this year.
Have you done? You exhausted your...
I've done 2 and it's just like, I don't know. I just... Like everyone says, it's a weird competition to be a part of.
It's a head fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like the 2 years that I did it, it's just the lead up to it. Everyone's so stressed out and worked up, and then you go do it, and like I made it through to 2 semi-finals, and I was like, I'll probably just get through to a 3rd one, and then what? Like, so I just sort of spent the time. I'd be focusing on Raw this year on some other shit.
Yeah,
that,
cool.
Like I can see progressing me further, I suppose you'd say.
Yeah, the crowd, the performing in front of that many people is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've done some heats where small crowds. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, my heat last year was relatively quiet.
Yeah.
Still like a fair amount of people, like 50 or 60 or something, which is good numbers compared to some of the gigs we do.
The only reason I brought this up is my kid had gastro from daycare the other day.
Yeah.
Like the daycare sent out an email saying heaps of gastro going around at the moment. Just FYI. We got the email. We sent him the next day because we thought, he might not get it. And you know how nice it is when kids are at daycare. Hey?
Yeah.
Like
it's just a fucking germ pit.
Yeah. But anyway, he got it a day or 2 later. And then I got it 2 days after that, and my wife. And that was horrible. And I had to pull out of that. I was supposed to close the Raw heat that night, so I had to pull out of that. But 24-hour bug, the next day I was feeling fine.
Yeah, right.
But we didn't parent at all that day. Like, he was fine.
Yeah.
Because he'd given it to us, and we were just... It's amazing that people don't die from gastro.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Do people die from gastro?
I'd imagine there would be cases.
I felt like I was close. We just pretty much put the TV on.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
And he watched TV all day, which we try not to do.
Yeah.
20 minutes of TV a day now.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Do you have screen time for your kids? You don't care too much?
We try to, but like some days it's just chaos and it's like, fucking please go and watch your iPad for a bit. Like it's pretty nuts. But is your wife struggling with like morning sickness and stuff? Does she get that bad?
Yeah. Oh, she was all right the first time around, but then definitely worse this time around.
Yeah.
It's not just like during the morning, it's all day long.
Yeah.
First trimester. First pregnancy, it was soon as she got into second trimester, it stopped.
Yeah.
But it's not quite stopped yet. So the gastro didn't help. I think.
That's what I was thinking. Gastro with like morning sickness would be hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife had hyperemesis, which is morning sickness your entire pregnancy.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. For the first kid or the second?
Both of them. Both.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's amazing that you guys had the second one then.
Yeah. Well, we were pretty adamant that we wanted to have 2.
You know what? Like, I was so whingy when I had gastro the other day. And I'm like, how are you doing? She's like, it's not that different to the morning sickness, to be honest. I'm like, fuck. I couldn't do 2 days of this. Yeah. Let alone 12 weeks.
Hats off to women. I don't know how they do it, hey. Like,
it's incredible.
It is incredible.
Jesus.
My wife, I don't know, like, she just gets these ideas in her head where she just has to do it. And she wanted to do both deliveries, like, natural, no nothing. I'm like, I'm watching her in pain. I'm like, just fucking take the gas or take something. I'm like, well, like, what is this proving? But whatever, she's stubborn.
I love that. That's just such a male way of looking at it. Like, what are you trying to prove?
Definitely. And it was shit. Like, I don't know if I should be saying this out loud, but the first time...
Probably don't, then. That's kind of something I've learned.
This is what the podcast is. I just come in and just spill the beans. The first pregnancy, she was like telling the nurses, she's like, I don't want any painkillers, nothing. So the nurses left the room and then I've picked up the mask and I've tried to like suck some of the gas. But they must have isolated our room because there's just nothing coming out. I'm like, you ruined this day for me. This is my special day.
It's full on, that whole childbirth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
My my son, we went into the hospital, and I reckon there was one nurse in the room, and then every 30 minutes his heart rate was not recovering fast enough. Yeah. So every 10 or 15 minutes, a different person would come in the room, and after about 2 hours or an hour and a half, we had 6 people in there, and I'm like, oh no, this is not. I reckon this is not the way it's supposed to go.
Definitely, yeah.
And it was all good in the end.
Yeah,
they brought all the oxygen equipment in, but didn't need to use it. So
it's stressful times, eh? Like, because 2.5 was that during the whole COVID thing as well.
Yeah,
So
a lot of the midwife appointments were Zooming and all of that towards the end of COVID, I think.
Yeah, same with our son, because our son was born July 2020, so it was like right in peaks of lockdowns and stuff, and it was like I wasn't allowed in. Like, we picked a separate hospital because they weren't going to let me go into the hospital. And I'm like,
sure.
No,
well, that's true. That's interesting because it was a horrible childbirth, and later found out that he had laryngomalacia, which is this weird breathing thing.
Okay.
But anyway, I was no one ever talks about how difficult childbirth is on father.
Let's talk about it.
No, but that was just a joke. Okay. But I will say though that I didn't sleep for about 72 hours.
Yeah.
Nor did my wife, and she had to give birth, so that would have been horrible as well. But
I think you've covered your ass.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I don't know.
Next subject.
But but I will say that as soon as I lay down to sleep in the hospital room, I got kicked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then that was tough because then the son kept waking up every 30 minutes, and my wife had to put him down, and she's like, "Fuck.
Yeah.
I wish you were here to help." But anyway.
Yeah. Well, admittedly, I couldn't stay either, but I got to stay there till like whenever they shut down the hospital, like 8 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And then I was back there at 6 p.m. But yeah, it's the same thing. I was just sitting at home going, fuck. Like, even if I was there was nothing I could do. Like,
yeah, sure.
I can't breastfeed or whatever, even though I got giant man tits, but it is what it is. Why'd you look down?
Shirt, wearing the singlet. This was an accident.
He wanted to get the guns out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I don't like this singlet.
Why?
But,
what's wrong with it?
It's a bit, I'm a bit pudgy around the belly.
Me too.
But, so I try and wear really, really big shirts.
Yeah, okay.
But this is not, didn't have anything in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like my first couple of years of doing comedy. I just wore this big baggy oversized black shirt just because I thought it hid my fat. And then I was looking at photos and stuff. I'm like, you still look fat. Just wear normal clothes, idiot.
I remember that black shirt.
Yeah?
It's funny. Everyone wears the same. I have 2 or 3 shirts that I like to wear.
Yeah.
But I don't like to wear them consecutively just in case anyone remembers. No one remembers.
Well, my thing was if I just had like multiple black shirts, I'd never have to decide what to wear for a show. Like that was just my uniform, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that just took that little bit of extra stress out of it. Because I get myself so worked up before gigs. How do you handle? Do you still get stressed out and shit?
Pretty good now. No, I got a lot of anxiety. Not around comedy anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, just around social anxiety and I'm more anxious at green room conversations than
me
on
too.
Stage. I
hate it
anymore.
A lot of like I never wanted to come across this way, and then someone told me maybe like a year ago now, like you've probably seen it as well. Like I'm probably go in competition with you of the most socially awkward person at a gig, like, and quite often I just distance myself, like, because I don't know, I just got this weird thing where if the conversation goes too long, then I just get fucking
too many awkward silences.
Yeah.
Is this a nervous twitch? Did
that
only just start?
No, because I was thinking about those moments and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I texted Nikita the other day, and I was like,
it's fucking going.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like this has started happening in the last 12 months. I don't know where the fuck it's come from.
Yeah.
But if I'm having a conversation with someone and I make eye contact for too long, I just get this overwhelming feeling to like start crying.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Have you seen anyone?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it now. Yeah. Just with that shit happening.
I got like a mental health care plan the other day. And they gave me like antidepressants, which is weird because it's like just an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I have depression at all.
Yeah.
But apparently it's the same medication for both or whatever.
Yeah.
But I haven't taken them yet.
Yeah, okay.
Too anxious to take them.
Yeah, I've dabbled with all that stuff before, and it wasn't quite for me. But yeah, I contemplating going and seeing someone. I think I've just done that thing all guys do and be like, fucking, I don't need to go talk to anyone.
Yeah,
I'll just get my emotions out on stage.
Yeah, I think I want to try talking to someone before I take the medication, which is probably unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think I want to go through but it's hard to find. It's hard to know who to go and talk to. Hey,
yeah, that'd be my thing. Like, I'd want to, and my wife hates me for this as well. Like, I never go to the doctors for anything. And
I go for everything.
Do you?
We're different people. Yeah, I go unnecessarily.
Really, that's what my wife does. Like all the time. But yeah, if I go, I want a diagnosis, a solution, and medication that day.
Do you try and give them? Do you try and like tell them what you have?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I always.
Yeah. But if they're like, okay, we'll get you to go do this scan, this blood test, this, and this. Come back in 2 weeks. I'm out of there. I'm done. I'm like, well, I just got to live with this now forever.
Yeah.
But it's fucking.
How long do these podcasts normally go for? Oh, I'm enjoying it, by the way. I'm just wondering. I'm like. Hour? Is it 1 hour episodes normally?
Roughly about an hour, but if you want to cut it short.
No, not at all. I'm not in a rush. I'm catching up with Chris Martin later today.
Oh, nice. All right.
It's supposed to be Joe as well, but I think Joe might be sick, so she's not Joe Gowder.
Yeah, sweet. Say hi to Chris for me.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's not until like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay,
so I'm not in a rush. But I was just curious. Is it like normally an hour?
Normally about an hour.
Yeah, okay. What's the longest episode you've done?
Probably like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Was that on your own?
Nah, definitely not.
Who was the guest?
I think that was back in the early days when it was just like the three of us doing it.
Did the Red Wiggle come here or did you have to go to them?
Nah, I went to him down to his hotel.
Cool. What's he? Murray, isn't it?
Murray, yeah.
Murray, that's cool.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous person you've had in this room?
In this room? Andrew Hamilton came in here. He's probably...
Yeah. I mean, he's a great comedian. Yeah.
Trying to think. Probably the most viral, I guess, we had... Do you remember in the Valley a couple of years ago, there was an MMA fighter that got in like a street fight? And
Yeah. Is he the guy that tried stand-up the other night at the distillery?
No, that was John Wayne Parr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different people.
I'm trying to get him in here, but we'll see. We'll see if it happens.
Is he going to do comedy again? Did he enjoy his experience?
Yeah, so he did his second gig down in Sydney at a big like UFC event on the weekend. So
wow, that would have been so like a corporate almost, like before basically. The fight, after the fight.
It was on before the fight. It was on the weigh-in days. So
I can't imagine that would have been like a laughter-inducing environment.
No, I think luckily like the crowd would have been there for him, like it was his people. So I think that was a big thing when he came and did my gig as well, as probably half of the crowd was there specifically for him. So
yeah, sure.
I think it was like...
Did they fuck off after he got off stage?
Yeah, a couple of them did.
Okay.
Which
you should have put him at the end.
Yeah, well, I was trying to because I put him on right before the headliner.
Yeah, okay.
And Anissa was headlining.
Oh, yeah.
And like probably, I don't know, 80% of the crowd still stayed. And it was sick. Like Anissa absolutely destroyed the room after that. But yeah, a couple of them obviously just came for him, and that's what I tried to do. I tried to put him towards the end so the crowd didn't just see him first and then fuck off.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So how long have you been doing comedy?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. I thought you were doing it for like ages.
Yeah, 6 years feels like a long time. And I reckon that first year I wasn't really gigging often.
Okay.
Maybe like one a week. No, would have been less than that. Maybe one a month.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I'd quit a few times.
Did you?
Know how it is.
Yeah.
Have a bad experience and then,
Well, I've only quit once, and then since then...
I love we're saying quit.
Yeah.
Very loosely.
Yeah. Because I did 3 gigs and then I had like an 8-month hiatus. And then when I came back that time, I was like, nah, fucking grind it out. And then since then, I haven't had a week off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So...
What was the thing that made you quit?
Genuinely don't know. I think it was, I was running the business. It was a whole new random concept for...
You're running your own business?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're working for someone now though, aren't you?
Now I am, yeah.
So you stopped the business. What was the catalyst for that?
I thought it was going to give me more time to focus on comedy and podcasting.
More stress, hey?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be sitting in here trying to be funny for the camera, and then in the back of my head I'd be like, fuck, where's my next job going to come from?
Yeah, but it's also interesting because now that I'm working for the man, someone, you know, think I hate it just as much.
Yeah.
It's like, never be happy,
I know.
Now I'm like, I wish I was the boss.
Yeah.
I don't need you know, with this condescending tone telling me to do something, you know.
Yeah, no.
It's like, I was the boss once.
Yeah.
Why?
I definitely feel that. But it's like, I don't know. I guess if I had to weigh up the two options, it's probably better for me. Like now I can sit here on a Monday and do this and not stress that my pay is not going to come in this week.
Yeah.
Unless my boss goes bankrupt or something.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted your train of thought for what you're saying.
I don't remember. That's all good. We can just keep going from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was saying that I only quit that first time because it was like a whole new concept to like our family dynamic on top of the business, on top of 3 pretty fucking brutal bombs, if we're being honest. Did you crush your first gig?
Yeah, but it was not Mandy Nolan. It's Fiona McGarry's comedy course.
Oh, right.
So heaps of family and friends in the crowd. So it was very supportive.
Yeah, okay.
So I killed.
Yeah.
Probably did horrible the next 4 or 5 though.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Did you, like before you did that course, were you writing and stuff or?
Yeah.
So
I reckon I'd been wanting to do it since I was 15.
Yeah, okay.
I found a notebook a few years ago from back when I was 18.
True.
And reading through some of it, I'm like, I'm so glad. Like, part of me kicks myself that I didn't start earlier.
Yeah.
But then the other part, I'm like, I'm so glad that I waited.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit that was in there was not only not funny, but super like problematic and horrible.
Oh, really?
Shit. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's maybe destiny. Is, was telling me to just mature a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. See, I don't see you that way though. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen you do anything that's sort of tiptoeing the line or anything. Do you? Have you got any jokes that sort of push the boundaries?
I feel like I come from probably more of a right wing sort of family. All lovely people.
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife's definitely more left wing, and I feel like I like to sit on the fence. With most things, you know.
Yeah, right. You gave me a panic attack the other week when you called me. We're both driving up to the Sunshine Coast, and I get a phone call from Codie. He's like, "Oh, just wanted to have a chat about politics with you on the drive up," and I'm like, "Fuck, I know nothing about politics." Luckily, you let me off the hook. You're like, "I'm just fucking with you."
What's Nikita? You don't want to talk about it
publicly? Like, honestly,
you don't talk politics?
Nah, we have no idea about any of that shit. Like, I literally just stay in my own lane. Whatever happens, happens. Like, I've never, like, and this is the only reason I look at it like that is throughout my whole life, friends, family, whatever, they've always just bitched and moaned about whoever's running the country, whoever's in charge. Someone's always got an issue. Oh, fuel's too expensive, bread's too expensive. It's like, so I'm just like, why take that onto my shoulders? Okay,
forget about it.
Yeah, if I go to the register and fuel is 20 cents dearer, then fucking all right, hustle a little harder this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, do you dabble into it a little bit or not really?
No,
don't want to talk about
just at family Christmases, you know, like lots of little. Like I said, I like to sit on the fence.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, I stay out of it all. And like, do you, like, this is a little bit of a weird transition, but you did like comedy festivals last year, didn't you?
Yeah, Grace Hogan and I did the Melbourne Comedy Festival,
yes,
which is super cool. We did like a split bill, 2-week run.
How did you find that? Do you like the festival scene?
Yeah, so much fun.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good?
I think my favourite part, I loved performing with Grace. She's awesome. But I think my favourite part about the whole experience is just getting the artist pass.
Yep.
And then going to see as many shows as I wanted for free.
Really?
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, sweet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've always had this, and this was the transition I was getting to. I've always had this weird thought on like festivals and stuff. Like they've never really, like I get in the scene that's everyone's like, oh, are you going to go to a festival? Like, are you going to get a festival show together? Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I just look at it differently of like, every comedian in Australia is in that one city at that time trying to sell this one show.
Yeah.
And then the rest of Australia is just left with like 0 comedians. Yeah. So why is nobody just
capitalizing on
exactly. That? Yeah. Like that's the only way I look at it. But at the same time, it's like it feels like it's something you have to do, like a rite of passage sort of thing.
Yeah, it is interesting because I guess it's even the differences between England and America and Australian. I guess the Australian scene seems more like the British scene.
Yeah,
Than
definitely.
the American. You don't see a lot of themed shows by American comedians with seems like more of a best of material for the Americans.
For sure.
Australians and British seem to have like through lines and themes, and so it's even that's an interesting concept.
No,
like I feel like Americans don't try to come up with necessarily a new show every year like some of the other countries. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. But yeah, have you got any plans on doing like a solo show? Or?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to like a solo run at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, but now I'm like, it's going to be too hard this year at least. With a 2.5-year-old little baby on the way. So it'd be a real horrible thing to just leave my wife for 2 weeks.
It would be,
yeah. Pregnant with a crazy 2-year-old and she's studying full time. So
yeah, chaos. One of the like I can let you go shortly if you want.
No, not at all. No, I genuinely was interested.
Okay,
sorry if it seemed rude that I was asking. By the way, do you find me a socially awkward person?
Not really.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I'd much rather have.
You just said you were competing with me against the social, and I'm like, I'm anxious, but I thought that I portrayed charisma.
Yeah, right.
Someone, Josh Spiro, the other day said no. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, I'm anxious, but I can hide it.
Yeah. Josh has had a few brutal chats with me as well. Like, he's good at telling you what you need. Like, he was on one of the first gigs that I ran for like myself.
Sure.
And in the group chat before, everyone was just like, "Oh, can I go early? Can I go here?" And just everyone was just bickering about where they wanted. And Josh got to the gig. He's like, "You're too nice. Just tell everyone where they're fucking going, and that's where they're going." I'm like, "Oh, he's up, Turbo." He's up, kid. You look like you're 12, but no, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
The swimming thing. Didn't you what's this big race or whatever that you won back in the day? Let's dip into that a little bit.
I did. I used to swim. I think I won like the Australian Championship for 5 kilometre open water swimming.
Really?
Yeah, and then that was 2011.
Okay.
So I went to World Championships that year as well. Don't want to talk about that. But, I didn't do horribly, but and then I won the Lawn Peter Pub, which is down in Victoria.
Okay.
It's like one of the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere, one of the biggest races.
Right.
It's only 1K, but it's like one of the biggest participated events.
Yeah, okay.
So they were kind of like my highlights of my swimming
True.
career. My older brother, Trent, was a very good swimmer. He had the record for the English Channel. He was the fastest person to swim.
Really?
Across the channel.
Yeah, right. So your family's full of swimmers.
Yeah, yep. My younger brother's very good at poker as well. Irrelevant, but like it's just a recent development. He's doing heaps of tournaments and he's like,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, whenever I brag about my older brother, I like to brag about my younger brother as well.
Have you just got the 2 brothers?
And a sister.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she was a swimmer too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, my little brother. Do you play poker? You seem like you would.
I did back in the day, and like every now and then I wouldn't mind dabbling in it again. But what gives off that vibe that I...
Maybe all the whiskey and just the vibe.
Thinking about changing the backdrop, hey.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I don't really drink anymore though, so it seems like
it's very
obsolete.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alcohol is cool.
It is cool. Like the only reason I got it, like I used to go to a mate's house and his dad used to have like a fully stocked bar. And I was like, fuck, when I get older, I want to have a fully stocked bar.
Yeah.
And then I just started like getting bottles from when I was 16 or so and then slowly built over time.
No, it looks cool. I wouldn't change it. Yeah. What are you going to have instead? A picture of your Dalmatian in the background? Change the...
Yeah, probably.
How many? You got 1 dog and 1 cat?
1 dog, 1 cat. Okay. Yeah, we've had 2 deaths in the family.
Fuck. So you had 2 dogs?
Just pet family. No. Yeah. 1 rat and 1 fish.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
1 rat and 1 what?
Fish.
Fish, okay. Yeah. That's a full like circle of life. Was it the cat that got the rat? And
Nah, different incidents.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nikita and the kids are obsessed with animals, and it's like I've got no choice in the matter. I just come home and there's a new pet, and I'm like,
you got yours is an inside dog too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Why is that interesting?
I got an outdoor dog, but I feel like I'm in the 5% of the people in the world that have an outdoor dog.
Yeah.
You seem like you would have an outdoor dog.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, again, up until I met Nikita, we were a strict outside dog family. Like, my parents would never let a dog in the house.
Yeah. But even Nikita wouldn't. So when she was younger, did her parents let her dog inside?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I reckon 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 90% of dogs would have been outdoor dogs, I reckon.
Definitely, 100%.
And now it's less than 5%.
Yeah.
Like when I go to the dog park when it's raining, no one's there because they don't want to let their dog get wet. It's like, oh, you don't want to let your dog be a dog.
Yeah.
Like, no, they'll get water on the couch.
Yeah, yeah.
That's incredible to me.
Yeah, it's the same, like that dog hates water.
Yeah.
And like every now and then I'll have the hose on or something and accidentally spray her a little bit and Nikita will be like, oh my God, my little baby. Like run and get a towel and shit. I'm like, what do you think like wolves and dingoes and shit do out in the wild when it rains? Like fucking, she's a dog at the end of the day.
Yeah, not anymore.
Nah, it is pretty nuts. What kind of dog you got?
Catahoula.
A what?
Little bit of a mongrel, actually. It's Catahoula. I've never heard of it before I got one.
Yeah, okay.
She's 50% Catahoula,
Yeah.
25% Irish Wolfhound,
Okay.
and then 25% cattle dog.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a very cute dog.
Yeah, you'll have to show me a photo after the podcast. Yeah. But only the one dog, no other animals?
No, just the one dog.
Yeah, nice.
And I love my dog,
yeah.
but also I'm kind of like, we can't travel internationally now for at least 7 more years.
Yeah.
The resort is too expensive. It's $50 a night now.
For a pet resort?
My nipple was hanging out of my shirt then. Yeah. Do you do pet resorts?
Nah.
You do what?
We just get like my mum or sister-in-law to come look after the dog.
Yeah, I suppose I could do that.
Yeah, that's an option. That saves you $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I love my dog, but
yeah,
not going to be able to travel for a little while.
Yeah, no, fair call. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap it up?
I haven't told you the story yet.
Oh, fuck. Lucky you're onto it. Okay. All right, sweet.
The Can't Get Any Worse story.
Yeah, fuck. I almost skipped it. All right.
I'll be quick.
What's your No, go nuts. What's your Can't Get Any Worse story?
All right.
I'm intrigued.
Is this though? This is still the name of the podcast, but is this still? Do you still ask them what the worst?
Yes. So I think I've only done like 4 guests in the last year.
Yeah,
so,
you used to have more on. Hey.
Yeah, used to pretty much every week would be a guest.
People shit you, and yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole tornado of shit that just
trying to organise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Organising people, like obviously it's at my house, so I don't really like having strangers here.
Yeah, sure.
Just a whole heap of shit. And it just got easier just doing it by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then basically had like a mini mental breakdown and yeah.
I feel like I've got lots of, I'm very good at putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, sweet.
But that's not what it's about. I feel like I've got lots of stories I could tell you, but this one is a comedy adjacent one. So I was at Sit Down Comedy Club one night.
Okay.
And I was first on the lineup. Mm-hmm. So the MC was Andrew Hansen.
Yep.
Not Hansen. That's the guy from Chasers. Andrew Nason.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember him?
I think so, yeah.
Ray Fox.
Name rings a bell, yeah.
And I was the first one up. So normally the MC does 10 or 15 minutes, brings the first act up. I was the first act of the night. And I was doing a wee in the toilets. You know the disability toilets, also known as the performer toilets at the Paddo Tavern, Sit Down Comedy Club. I was doing a wee, standing up. And you can hear the comedy from inside. You can hear the MC talking. Mm-hmm. And it sounded to me like he was starting to introduce me. And so I put my...
Your member away?
Yeah. I put my penis in my pants, and I thought that I'd stopped weeing, but I hadn't stopped weeing yet.
Yeah, right.
And then, I looked down, and there was this massive patch on my jeans. I was wearing black jeans, which sounds good for this situation, but they were light black, and the stain was very dark black, and it was quite big. Yeah. Okay. And I ran, behind the stage, behind the curtain, because I thought he was about to introduce me. And then a minute went by and still hadn't introduced me yet. And then I realised that he wasn't about to introduce me, which is annoying because I could have just finished the wee. and then I wouldn't have had the big wee stain on my shorts, my pants, jeans. Anyway, I looked down and it was way bigger than I thought. And I could feel the wetness against my leg. And when I realised he wasn't going to introduce me yet, I sprinted from behind the curtain to the green room. Yeah. And in the green room, I think the Stevenson brothers, have you heard of them?
Don't think so.
I think they're brothers.
Yeah.
And the comedians, I think they might sing and stuff as well. They were like headliners that night.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, I just weed my pants. I just weed my jeans. Can I borrow yours? And they're like, no. I'm like, why not? And he's like, because we're going to need them for when we go up. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like freaking out. I'm panicking. And I look at the back of the green room. There's only one other person there. It's BJ Connolly. And so I'm like, BJ, I need your pants. He's like, what? I'm like, fuck, give me your fucking pants. I just weed my pants. And then Andrew Nason, the MC, started to introduce me. So I had to like sprint. Yeah. Anyway, BJ didn't give me his pants. I don't reckon he's a small guy as well.
Yeah.
So I don't reckon I would have fit. But when I was in this kind of, the adrenaline was fucking rushing through my veins. And I sprinted back to behind the stage. And on my way to the stage, I saw these people that I used to swim with. They're like dating now. And they're lady and gentleman. And the lady was my age. We grew up together, swimming together. And she's like, was my kind of childhood crush.
Oh, no.
And I'm behind the stage. I look down. He's about to introduce me. I'm like, I pull up my jeans as high as I could. I pulled down my shirt as low as I could. And I just tried to have really bad posture the whole time I was on stage. And no, it didn't work, actually. Because sit down post photos of you on stage in their stories. Yeah, yeah. You could definitely see the massive patch. And I killed. Yeah. But the whole time I was up there, I was like, are they laughing? Are they laughing at my jokes? Yeah. Or are they laughing at the wee patch on my pants?
Fucking hell.
And that was horrible.
That does sound horrible.
Yeah.
Thank fuck that didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
How old would you have been?
It was only a year or two ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I was coming from another gig. And I wasn't even supposed to be there that night, but like Fideli called and someone pulled out. So I was kind of filling in on the way home.
Yeah.
And my heart was racing so fast. In hindsight, I should have talked about it at the time because it would have been a funny story to share.
For sure.
But my heart was racing so fast. I was so anxious and nervous. Like my childhood crush is sitting close to the stage with the boyfriend that I used to swim with as well. And
just everything stacking up against you.
Look, then I went home and like searched the Stevenson brothers. I'm like, fuck, why are these guys too good to give me their pants?
What size pants are these guys?
Yeah. But I guess that's fair.
Yeah. If it makes you feel better, you're not the first person I've heard do that.
No. Yeah, apparently it's a common thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happened to one of my mates, Reed Willoughby.
Oh, really?
Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went up to the sunny coast one night and same deal. He's like, I'm about to go on stage. I've just pissed my pants. And he's like,
Jesus,
the circle's so big.
Was it similar story?
Similar story, yeah. And then he texts us after. He goes, that was the fucking best set I've ever had. And we're like, fuck, I'm going to start pissing my pants. Yeah. Like that. What's that Adam Sandler movie? Where he's like, it's cool to piss your pants. Oh, fuck. No, that's hilarious. Unfortunate for you, but...
I told the story on stage one night, later, afterwards.
Yeah. But how did it go?
Yeah, I mean, the comics were laughing.
Yeah.
Especially when I said BJ Connolly.
Yeah.
They know he's small and I'm big.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, nice. Easy. Well, yeah, thanks for bringing that to the table. Have you got anything to plug before we shoot off?
I'm going to do a show with Grace Hogan down in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Going to take the Dorkwood show down there in soon.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks or months. I can't remember.
Yeah, sweet.
But keep an eye on the socials.
Keep an eye out for that. You're on Instagram. You're on, where else are you? Just Instagram?
Instagram, TikTok. They're the two that I'm trying to do more with.
Easy. I'll throw all your information in the episode description anyway. Go give Codie a follow, everyone. Thanks for listening, and see you later.
Thanks for having me.
Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can